So hello there, fellow crafters, artists, and misfits. This is Miss Darling in the studio. Welcome. And today I'm going to do a real quick flip through of various masterboards that I've made and then how I've used them and cut them up into smaller ephemera. Mostly tags, but postcards, art cards, and bookmarks, and whatever the case may be. So let's get started. This was a masterboard. It was the second one I made. I have a previous video where I took the sides and tops that I had cut off of vintage book paper, and that part is bare, blank, there's no text. And so I colorized those rather than throw them away, and using distress oxides. And this was one of the palettes. I wound up with one group of scraps that was on the warm side, and these were the scraps that were on the cool side. So I made a second masterboard, and here's how this was. I didn't get time to include that in that video. Anyway, so here was the masterboard made from those bookends, and I want you to see how the tags turned out. I made copies of the original, and then using my acrylic templates, I have a video on that, how to make those, and I just love the templates because it makes it so easy to decide where you want to make your cuts. And so I got these 3 tags, and then 2 more tags, and then these were just leftovers, which I can use in any way I choose. They're not really large enough or interesting enough to be an art card on their own, but anyway, you can see I got that much out of that one 12 by 12 masterboard. Then I made this masterboard. Now the background of this, the background was actually a masterboard that I made with book pages. You can see the text, and it's going in all different directions. Some you can read, and some's upside down, and so on and so forth. And then with the computer, I softened it all up, and then I added imagery on top with all these butterflies and these vintage ladies. And so this was my masterboard. And then here are the tags that I got from it. And I got a nice big postcard and 3 smaller tags. I may have copied that masterboard twice in order to get that much, but it just depends on how you lay it out, what you're going to get that you can use for your future ephemera. I used to paint a lot of really sweet doll faces, and so I made a journal using some of my doll faces, and so these were masterboards that I created not to cut up but to use as pages in that journal. And so I just thought I would show you these real quick because I'm trying to inspire you to be as creative as you can be, because we all have our own style and the things that we're interested in. What I'm showing you might not interest you in everything, but you might find something that you like that inspires you. So here was one of those doll faces. This was the second one, and you see you could take these, and they're meant to be folded in half and used as a journal page. So here was another, a third one, and you could do whatever you want in terms of extra ephemera over here on the abstracted side. you see. You can always glue something on top and then leave, you know, your right hand page is always going to be on the right side, and then the back page will be on the left side. So when you make it, what you want to be on the front, you want to put on this side rather than coming this way. Otherwise, if you put it over here, it's going to be in the back, not in the front where you want it. I just thought I'd mention that. And then here I splashed it up on both sides and added a bunch of butterflies to make it just really fun and colorful. Here's another couple little gals with the same, you know, butterflies in different places. And you know, so you know, if you have paintings that you've done, and you know, just make copies of them, and you know, if you have a computer and software that you can do to manipulate your photos, you can enlarge, reduce, and put them in, you know, use them for your junk journals, not just as standalone paintings. I guess that's what I'm trying to tell you. Here was another one. We saw her before, but you know, that this would be more of a page possibly to cut up, but you know, I mean, that would probably be a postcard that would be there and maybe down here, so that you're not cutting into the faces. And here's the last one in that series. And so you see how, you know, with a computer and photo editing software, you can just go to town and have so much fun, create things that are really special, unique, and beautiful, and all your own. So I wanted you to see those. And here's just a bunch of random masterboards that, you know, can be used for a variety of things. This would probably be one that would be cut up. Here's one I did on a jelly plate using stencils to get the numbers and some of the design. Another one on the jelly plate, brighter colors. And a third one, the same thing. One nice thing about the jelly plate is you can lay a stencil down and do something over it, and then just, you know, keep on going without doing anything to your plate, and get a second print that's altogether different from the first one. This also was a jelly plate, I think, with just some scribbling on it and some splatter paint and so forth. I thought this could be nice to cut up or to glue on the back of something else, so that when a tag is cut out from it, you have the main design on one side, and then maybe you'd have a bit of this on the reverse side. So I've done that. If I do that, I try to, you know, do something very pastel, so that a person could still write over it if it's tucked into a journal. And then this was just kind of a hot mess on the jelly plate. It's probably time to clean it all off and start afresh. And this, I believe I took this background and stamped on it afterwards. Not real happy with how that turned out. It looks really strange and a little bit muddy, but you know, you don't know until you just get in there and play around and try different things. This was a masterboard from a print that I pulled on the jelly plate, and then I just glued butterflies down, and this would be meant to be 2 journal pages, and there's not enough on it to want to cut something like this up. You'd have to do an awful lot of embellishing later to make tags or whatever you cut out of it interesting enough. but it's just, you know, an idea I'm throwing out there. And then I had a masterboard. I did a video some while ago on a pastel floral masterboard, and then cutting tags out. And in this, it was a larger substrate, and so by turning it different angles, because my printer only will do 8.5 by 11, and the masterboard was larger than that, probably 12 by 12. So just by moving it to different places on the bed of my printer, I got the images in different places. And so, and then on the back, I have a copy of the text, the book page masterboard that I made. So once I would cut something out from here, this would be on the back of it. And that was the whole idea. And so I have several of these, because the same masterboard, I made copies of it at different angles and different places. Like this is actually shot as a vertical, and the others as horizontals. Here's another vertical. And so you could get tons of tags and ephemera out of just that one masterboard. So there you have it, and I hope this has been helpful to you. And I just want you to you know, see a wide variety of styles and subject matter and techniques, so that you can explore your own creativity even further. And you don't have to have a jelly plate. You can paint on other surfaces, but you know, if you do have one of those, it really opens up a wide variety of things that you can do just so easily and quickly, and the effects are wonderful. You'd never be able to duplicate anything, so when you get something that you like, make a copy of it and even scan your original so that you've always got it, and because you'd never be able to duplicate it. So anyway, I'll try to link to, in the description box, to the 2 videos, the one that teaches you how to make acrylic templates for yourself, and I think there was another one, oh, maybe the video that I did colorizing the scraps of vintage book paper, and I think you would enjoy that. So I'll try to remember to put links to those 2 videos in the description box. And so thanks for being with me, and if you find this helpful and interesting, I hope you'll give the video a like and give me a comment. Let me know what you think and feel, and I'd appreciate it. If you have a question, throw it in there. I'll be sure to read it at some point and be happy to answer it. So with that said, this is Miss Starling calling this a wrap. Bye-bye.